I want to talk to you about addition and subtraction with regrouping in second grade. The traditional algorithm is not to be tested according to the Common Core until third grade. So it's important that students learn different strategies to have a conceptual understanding of regrouping when they're adding and subtracting. This is the strategy of base 10 blocks, and this is how you model. We're going to look at this first problem, 246, and we're going to add 138. Students are responsible for drawing the base 10 blocks. We use a simple square for the 100 flats. We use a line for the 10 rods, and we use dots for the 1 units. In this case, I drew 2 hundreds, 4 tens, and 6 ones. When we're adding, since we are putting together the two numbers, we are going to go ahead and add 100, 3 tens for the 30, and then our 8 ones. Okay, those are our two numbers. Now, when we get into the addition part of it and the calculation, we then start looking at our ones. If we count our ones, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. As soon as students get to 10 by second grade, they should automatically know that 10 ones actually makes a 10. So they need to regroup that to the tens place. So now if we look, we've added our 10 to the tens place, so we can now calculate our ones. We have 4 ones left. And if we go and count our tens, we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, and the one that we've regrouped, 80. So 8 tens and 1, 2, 3 hundreds. So our sum is 384. That looks a little bit different whenever we do our subtraction because we're not putting the numbers together, we're taking them away. So let's look at the subtraction problem over here. We start again by drawing the base 10 blocks that show the value of the number, 400, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and 3 ones. Now in this situation, we are going to look at subtracting what we have. So we have 3 ones, and we need to subtract 7 of those ones. So if we try and do that, 1, 2, 3, we should notice right away that we do not, in fact, have enough to subtract. The only place that we can get some ones and regroup them over would be the tens place. So we take one of these tens, and again, this is a skill that students should have by this point with a lot of practice of regrouping throughout the year. We take a 10, and we know that a 10 is worth 10 ones. So when we regroup it, we draw our picture of our 10 ones. Now we should be able to go ahead and cross out the 7 ones. I'm going to use a different color here. We have a lot going on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Which means that if you look at our model, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ones left. Now, I know used to the traditional model, we can cross out this number because we now have 7 tens left. It's very important that we don't use this shortcut of putting the 7 up here and making this a 13, because when you use that vocabulary, it really sounds like magic to kids instead of math, and they don't have a real conceptual understanding. So this model is very important before you start putting these numbers up here. So now they can go back and see that in fact they do only have 7 tens because they regrouped that 1. So we need to cross out 6 of the tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 1 of those tens left. We have 400, and we need to cross out 2 of those, and we have 2 hundreds left. Again, showing these numbers up here with the regrouping is okay as long as you have this model. It's very important that students utilize the model. Another issue that students have when they start with the regrouping is whenever the numbers have different place values. So it's important that we give them exposure to having to line up the place values. In this situation, we are again using the base 10 blocks. but they will go ahead and draw the model of 346, and then they need to understand that this is 8 tens and 2 ones, so that these numbers have values and they need to make sure that they draw them accordingly. So we have our 8 tens, which has a value of 80, and our 2 ones. So in this situation, we're going to go ahead and do our calculation with our adding. And if we look here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have our 8 ones. Now we go to our tens, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. That, when they get to that 100, students should automatically think, ooh, I have 10 tens, which is the same as 100, so I need to regroup those to the hundreds place. We now have 2 tens left, which has a value of 20. That goes in the tens place. Now we can count our hundreds. 100, 200, 300, 400. 428 is our sum. When we use this strategy for subtraction, we again draw our number, 590, and I'm giving myself lots of room here, 6. Okay, we need to subtract 8 ones. If I look at my ones place, I should immediately see that I do not in fact have enough ones. So I need to regroup from the tens place, which means I need to put my 10 ones here. And you'll notice that I'm putting them in groups so that I can see them instead of one line where I have to recount constantly. Now I have my 16 ones, the 10 that I just regrouped and the 6 that I already had, and I need to subtract the 8 from there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I need to count the ones that I have left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I know I have 8 ones left. Now I need to move to my tens place. I need to subtract these 9 tens. Well, if I start subtracting, I only have, because I had to regroup with one of these tens, I do not have enough to subtract. I have 8 tens. I need to get some more tens. Where am I going to get more tens at? I know that 10 tens is the same as 100, so I can take one of these hundreds and I can get my 10 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I need to cross out, I need to subtract my 9 tens. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I need to count what I have not crossed out. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. I have 8 tens. I have 5 hundreds and I do not need to subtract any hundreds. So 100, 200, 300, 400. My difference is 488. This is the addition and subtraction with regrouping using the base 10 models.